It has been a minute, but we're back, and I have a new thing. This thing right here. That's a new microphone, and I'm hoping that it's a lot clearer than the one I was using before, as the one I was using before was just a webcam mic, and apparently the mic is not as good as the camera itself. So I'm sure you've seen the title of the video, and you're expecting some sort of playthrough, and that will happen here in just a minute. But I just kind of wanted to talk about it for a minute because I know that it's been a topic with kind of limited information. First, I'm smoking on some Grape Ape this morning for my Wake and Blake. I literally just woke up, and some days you just feel it in your bones, and so you go, you know what, I'm going to play some guitar. I don't know if everybody has that feeling, but I certainly have that feeling where I wake up and I want to go, well, let's go. So we're going to play some guitar later after this. These will also be going up just by themselves, but to debut it, I wanted to put it at the end of a video that I do, simply because I wanted to do it that way. I guess I don't really need a justification, but I will say that it will be going up on its own, so those of you that do actually want to just hear the playthrough, that's fine. We can do that. Probably going to put them up here for sale as soon as I can. You know, I don't know. I'm so just like on the fence with music right now, just because you put it out on the internet, and there's, you know, been countless of people that have been doing this and put it out on the internet, and all of a sudden their music's not theirs anymore. But on the flip side, there's a lot of people that have put their music out there and have been able to defend themselves because of the fact that, you know, the YouTube actually does create some protection for the artist, a lot more than I think that most people realize in this whole endeavor. But I guess at this point, I'm not in a band, and I didn't really kind of plan to put my music out yet. But then again, I'd say that all the time. I don't know. Ever since I kind of got out of a band, I've been pretty reluctant to put out my music. Not because I think it sucks, but because I've always written with somebody who had lyrics. And so these are the first songs that I've really written where there wasn't a lyrical theme behind it. So I'm a little skeptical, I guess you could say, of this whole process. And, you know, and that's fine. I think that's just kind of, you know, going into new territory. And I think that going into new territory is kind of important, especially as a musician. As a human in general, I think it's important. But as a musician especially, I think it's important to just go, you know what, I don't know where this is going to go, but let's find out. So that's kind of where I've been going with this. I realize that the video editing software that we have does not give me the ability to put two videos next to each other so I can play both of the harmonies and melodies together and make it, you know, like some of the other guys that do playthroughs. I don't know what program they use, and I am currently working on getting the funds together for a program that can do that, so I can actually put both harmony and melody in there at the same time, the main riffs, and do layers, video layers to match the audio layers. Excuse me, sorry. So I'm kind of stoked about this mic. It was a good purchase. I know that for sure. I know a lot less about mics than I do about guitars and drums. So the guy at the music store that I went to was a great help. I'm totally stoked about it. I'm really stoked about this Grape Ape too. This little thing prevents kind of audio flares, I guess I would call them unofficially or inaccurately. It's just basically so when I'm talking and people go p, p, well, that doesn't necessarily spike the audio meter, the recording meter. So that's what that's there for. I guess when I'm just talking, I guess it's not really entirely necessary, but I think it's good to just have it on there at a practice. So you'll be seeing a lot more of this thing in the videos. But that's really cool. That just means that we're expanding into some new equipment, and eventually, one by one, we shall eventually have awesome equipment all around. So, anyways, I think that's about all I really have to say about the music part of it. I gotta remember to not put my hands on my desk, because the stand is right there. And it picks up probably, so. I just gotta remember to be careful. I'm not used to being careful. I did a playthrough where I muted the main riff and played that all the way through. It was one take. That's, I don't know, some people like to do their songs in sections, and I will definitely say that I've done that and I enjoy both ways, but this particular song I've played so many times that not being able to play it through all the way is kind of silly. I don't know. It's not like, I'll save the perfectionist recording quality playthrough, I guess, for when I'm sitting in the studio for 3 or 4 hours micromanaging every note. I just kind of wanted a raw playthrough. It's really hot outside, so if I'm sweating, it's not because I'm nervous. Sweating because it's like 80 degrees outside and it's probably 90 to 95 in my room right now. So we have these single pane windows in the house. The house is really old. It's built in the 30s, and so it has single pane windows in it. And when it gets to be summertime, if I don't put blankets over the windows and stuff, it's just, oh man, it cooks in here. It'll be like 75, 80 degrees outside and be almost 100 inside. It's just a magnifying glass of sun death. So this summer is going to be rough because I'm expecting it to be really hot here. Normally our summers, we don't start getting days like this until, next month. So early summer start for us, and I'm really excited. That just means that our house is going to really cook. So I know that there are people out there who will empathize with me on that. People who don't have, central air, and they can sit at 40 degrees when it's 100 outside. Although I will say that I'm the only one in my family who complains about the rain here. Everybody in my family is like, oh yeah, rain's cool. Oh, I like the 50 to 60 degrees and cloudy and, man. And I hate it. I love it when it's 70, 80 degrees outside and sunny and you're not sure if you're really happy or miserable, I certainly enjoy it a whole hell of a lot more than cloudy and 50 degrees outside, because sunshine and hot weather means that people are happier, means that they're going out and they're doing more things, and they're not so fucking cranky as they are in the wintertime. Anybody who's ever worked in retail will understand exactly what I'm talking about when you notice the difference in people going from summer to winter. It's, at least here, or places where it's sunnier for longer periods of time and there's not that like huge break in the sunshine, it may not be so noticeable, but anybody who lives in a place that has weather as weird as we do here, you'll definitely notice the difference in people over time. Maybe not September, maybe not October, but definitely in the November range, you even before the like holiday craze hits. But I feel like people start shopping for Christmas again in January, so I don't really, whatever. Anyways, yeah, there's a big difference in people when there's not as much sun around. and it sucks, especially here because we get like 3.5 to 4 months of sun maybe before it goes back to being gray for 6 out of the 7 days a week, and sometimes 7 out of the 7 days in a week. And you go a couple weeks without seeing the sun, and people start going, "Who are you?" They start freaking out. I haven't left my house in 4 days. But yeah, anyways, guitar playthrough is coming up for you guys. I don't have a name for the song yet. It did have a song name at one point, but those lyrics are no longer a part of the song, so I won't use the title of the song either. It's just song one of many more. I love you guys. Enjoy the playthrough. No more. No more.